Mrs. Hammond, you claim that after 10 years of marriage and repeated attempts to get pregnant, a month ago you finally gave birth to your miracle baby, Isaac. You need today's result to prove to the defendant, your husband, that this is his baby. Is this correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hammond, you claim your wife is a habitual liar and cheater. You say you know you are not the father, and you have proof that she was with another man during the time of conception. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Reed, you are demanding that Ms. Austin have a paternity test administered on her child, whom she claims was fathered by your estranged husband. You married to Ms. Reed.
Yes.
But you were sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with Ms. Reed.
3, Your Honor.
3.
Correct.
You might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy. I have another witness, Jerome. There is another witness I'd like to hear from.
I also have a 5-month-old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not the father of.
I've seen a video of my wife giving oral to another man.
That is such a lie. There is no video, Your Honor. There is no video.
But was there a man and was there oral sex?
In all honesty.
How many times have you cheated in this relationship?
4.
4. Mrs. Hammond, how many times have you cheated?
I've been with 3 other people.
Are the father.
Messy marriages and paternity mysteries on Paternity Court.
Hayes vs. Hayes case started when the defendant, young Miss Hayes, claimed to have her 10-month-old daughter by her sister's husband. The plaintiff, elder Miss Hayes, just wanted to clear the doubt about paternity.
Ms. Hayes, you say that your sister, the defendant, claims to have a child with your husband of 10 years, and you have petitioned the court for a paternity test. And you are here to warn her that when he finds out her baby is not his today, she'll probably never hear from him again. Now, Ms. Hayes, you state that your sister is just jealous that you were able to have her husband's baby and she was not.
Right.
You have no doubts that your sister's husband is your baby's father, and when you leave here today, you want her out of your lives for good.
Yes.
The disturbing affair was caught when the wife caught her husband cheating on her with her younger sister. Not just that, other past affairs of young Miss Hayes also shocked the whole court.
I came home and found him and her in our bed naked, and I just, I can't believe it after everything I've done for her. I knew that they were sleeping together, but to put it in my face and be in my bed and me walk in and catch them naked, why would it be any different? She slept with my first husband and my second husband. And I didn't even know about my second husband until my dad
And she had
told
me around each of them in the same predicament.
So you're not denying this,
No.
Ms. Hayes?
The elder Miss Hayes described how she took care of her younger sister all those years.
I've had custody of this girl since she was 11. The choices that she made between our dad and her mom led her into drugs, prostitution, everything else. The latest time that I rescued you, I helped you get clean.
Yes, Your Honor,
I went
she
to
did.
Chicago after not hearing from her for 7 years. The one time I did hear from her, she didn't even know who I was on the phone. I got to Chicago at 11 o'clock on a Saturday. She walks up to me and she weighs 56 pounds, has sores all over her, and has no shoes on. We left Chicago at 3 o'clock Sunday morning. I'm getting her dressed. I'm putting clothes on this child to take her back to Houston with me.
The plaintiff also claimed that Mr. Hill was unable to have children.
Why do you think he's
He
not
has
the
a
father?
6-year-old son. Well, actually, he's older than 6 now. And he raised a son that he believed was his for 6 years. Went to court, found out it wasn't his. He don't have nothing to do with him. He has a girl in Dallas now that says she has a baby by him. He won't go take the DNA test. And along with the numerous other women that always say they're pregnant, what makes you so special?
Why would anybody want to have
And ask
Corey's
her about
baby?
how they
He's
got
not
the
a
baby.
millionaire. He's not a millionaire. It's not like I'm going to get a lot of child support.
Ms. Hayes, I have to ask you, is the reason why you think he's not the father of your sister's child because you think he's not able to have children?
Yes, ma'am.
The whole signing or not signing the birth certificate further complicated the situation.
So there are questions that you may not be this beautiful little girl's father. Now, are you also in question about that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not gonna lie, deep down inside, I do have some doubts, and that is because I've been through this situation twice before. I took care of a child for 5 years. He's 15-year-old now, and took the DNA test. He wasn't mine.
So, are you on the birth certificate?
Unfortunately, no, I'm not.
No, he wouldn't sign it.
He had to go to
That's
work.
not the case, ma'am.
He wouldn't. He was at the hospital every day and could have signed it at any time. It didn't have to be that particular day at that particular
Why
time.
didn't
That's
you
not
sign the
true.
birth certificate?
I had to be to work within an hour. They came down for her to sign the papers. By the time they would go up and get the papers for me to sign, I would have already been at work.
Yeah,
So you was in and out. Now, how old is the baby?
Almost 11 months.
Almost 11 months
Yes, ma'am.
old. So in 11 months, you never take it upon yourself to make arrangements to sign that birth certificate?
The results proved to be destructive for the sisters' relationship.
When it comes to 10-month-old Kayla, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Hill, you are her father.
A time frame to grow and get better, and I'm sorry that I didn't make the right decisions, but I'm doing the best I can, and if God provided us with this blessing, I'm gonna do my best.
That they can mend their relationship, because at the end of the day, I never wanted to break two sisters apart, separate them, or have them feeling the way they feel right now.
This complex case was brought to the court by Miss Reed, who demanded to administer a paternity test for her husband's mistress, Miss Austin, to see if he was the father of her daughter. Let's see how the case unfolds.
Ms. Reed, you are demanding that Ms. Austin have a paternity test administered on her child, whom she claims was fathered by your estranged husband. You're hoping the DNA test will prove that your husband is not her baby's father. Ms. Austin, you say you are here today to defend your reputation and prove that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child. You argue that you do not owe Ms. Reed anything and she needs to move on with her life and pay her own bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
The drama escalated quickly when both women started presenting their side of the story.
How did you find out about Ms. Austin?
Okay, Your Honor, I found out about Mrs. Austin. One day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Raniel's phone rang, and I just so happened to answer the phone. And Mrs. Austin, she said, I'm Raniel's girlfriend. I said, Raniel's girlfriend, did you know that Raniel was engaged to me or whatever and just had a baby? She said, no. I packed my things and I left with my 2 kids at the time, trying to apologize for what he has done. Later on, I accepted Raniel's apology. So later on down the line, Raniel again, I walks in, sees him on the phone with Mrs. Austin again. He tells me he's trying to break up with her. The phone call was like 3 to 2 hours long. It doesn't take someone 2 or 3 hours to break up with someone.
Okay.
But I forgave him again, knowing it was wrong.
You took him back again.
Yes,
You then married him.
yes.
Ms. Austin, how did you get involved with a married man? We hear it may have started before the marriage and continued.
When I met Raniel, they was not married. He nor told me that they was engaged neither. I found out on Facebook that Raniel and Mrs. Reed was married. When she posted a picture up there, Raniel would never came to me if Dominique was Miss Reed was taking care of home, right?
So what you're saying actually is that you didn't have any regret or remorse about it because you felt like if she was handling her business, he wouldn't be over talking to you.
Right.
Even Judge Lake got stunned when it was revealed that both of the women had previously dated the same man.
Your Honor, how was he the father of her child when there was another man involved?
My ex-boyfriend, the ones who she go with down. I don't know if they go together.
Oh,
But-
wait now. Say that again.
Yes, the man that's the other person who they say that is my daughter Demiriel's father is her man, that my ex, who that she is dating now.
Your Honor, I can explain that situation. Your Honor.
Oh, please do.
I did that out of revenge. At the time, Rayel was cheating on me with her. So I noticed that Demiriel was messaging a boy up on Facebook telling him how she missed him. So how about I get revenge on Rayel and talk to her boyfriend? Yes, I did it to hurt Rayel and I did it to hurt her. And so Rayel can see it's not okay to cheat on someone and misuse them and tell them you love them, and that's not what you do to someone you love. You don't cheat on them and you don't misuse them.
Mr. Wallace didn't take any accountability for his actions and blamed everything on his wife.
You married to Ms. Reed,
Yes.
but you were sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with Ms. Reed.
3, Your Honor.
3.
Correct.
You might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy.
First off, she wasn't a good wife. She barely cooks, she doesn't clean.
Correction.
I cheated because I was bored in my marriage. I was too young to get married in the first place.
So why did you get married?
Because I felt like it was the right thing to do, because I was being pressured and I had 3 kids with her.
The case got even more complicated when another woman entered the court claiming that she is also the baby mama of Mr. Wallace.
I have another witness, Jerome. There is another witness I'd like to hear from. You state your name for the court, please, ma'am.
Kendra and Robert. I also have a 5-month-old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not the father of.
You also have a 5-month-old child that you say was fathered by Mr. Wallace, but he's denying that child as well.
Yes.
We're gonna get down to the bottom of this, but first, I need to deal with the people in front of me.
The first test result was revealed by Judge Lake.
In the case of Reed versus Austin, when it comes to baby Demiriel, Mr. Wallace, you are her father.
Told you, dummy. She looks just like you, dummy. Everything, dummy.
The courtroom drama turned into a fierce fight after Miss Austin revealed her intentions regarding Mr. Wallace.
Ms. Austin,
Right.
I found
Soon
out.
to be Miss Wallace.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
Soon to be Miss
Correction.
Oh my God.
Correction.
Oh my God.
Rayel told
Oh
me
my God.
that he wasn't marrying anyone else. Chill, 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 Diddy. Chill, Diddy. Chill, Diddy. Chill, Diddy. Chill. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Walk out. Walk out. Get your hand on my face.
The lie detector test revealed that Mr. Wallace also slept with 4 other women besides the ones present in court.
I need to read the results of Mr. Wallace's lie detector test. You admitted to having sex with 4 other women that were not involved in this case during the past 3 months. Before you were ever asked a question, you just admitted it. And the lie detector indicated that you were telling the truth. This means you had sex with 4 other women, not Ms. Austin, not Ms. Roberts, not Ms. Reed, in the past 3 months.
Tensions escalated when the judge had to dismiss Mr. Wallace from the court over his use of foul language during an argument with Miss Reed.
Because you feel like
she is a whore. She cheated on me. She slept with my friends.
He started
She
saying,
is
"Who's
a
your
whore.
friend?"
She has about 6 boyfriends right
Let's
now.
get some order.
You don't come on here and try to act like.
Hold on, I'm gonna address a woman in this courtroom that way.
That
You
is not
better
acceptable.
pipe yourself down.
You understand me?
No.
You want to go out of here?
Yeah.
Mr. Wallace, get out the court. Get out the court.
And don't
You know
touch
what?
Hey,
You
what are you gonna do
sorrier
about
than
it?
I thought you were. Let's leave the
Gun don't scare
courtroom.
me.
Go out of the courtroom.
Chirac, boy.
Leave.
I don't care.
Mr. Wallace broke down in tears while telling his perspective to the court.
I'd like to apologize to you in the court, the bailiff. I never had anybody to show me how to treat a woman or to be a man. I'm just here for my kids. That I treat women, it's the only way I know. That's the only thing that's accepted from where I'm from. Just need help just need help. I want to be a better father, a better role model to my kids.
Ms. Roberts, the third baby mama, was brought to the court for the paternity result of her son.
Roberts versus Wallace. When it comes to baby Danielle Wallace, Mr. Wallace, you are the father.
I gotta go.
The Hammond vs. Hammond case started with a plaintiff, Ms. Hammond, who submitted an application for a paternity test to prove to her husband that her miracle baby's biological father was her husband.
Mrs. Hammond, you claim that after 10 years of marriage and repeated attempts to get pregnant, a month ago you finally gave birth to your miracle baby, Isaac. You need today's result to prove to the defendant, your husband, that this is his baby. Is this correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hammond, you claim your wife is a habitual liar and cheater. You say you know you are not the father, and you have proof that she was with another man during the time of conception. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hammond appeared very distrustful of his wife, as he had expected that she was being unfaithful to him.
She's had multiple partners, and she lies to my face constantly. So texting this man that she loves, right, and saying a whole bunch of things that would lead me to believe that she's more than friends. Conversations with my wife and another man that should not be spoken.
It made my day for sure with 4 kisses. He writes, I miss you already. And then you write, Mrs. Hammond, just made it back to sack.
So
And I miss you already too. And then the other man says, thank you for texting me. Can't wait to see you again. Kiss, heart, kiss.
Right.
Everyone in the court got stunned when Mr. Hammond accused his wife of filming an obscene video with another man.
I've seen a video of my wife giving oral to another man.
That is such a lie. There is no video, Your Honor. There is no video.
But was there a man and was there oral sex?
In all honesty,
Ms. Hammond filled in the court about how difficult the day when little Isaac was born was for her.
You know
I
what
had
mean?
let him know my water broke. He showed up to where I was living. I said, okay, are you gonna bring me to the hospital? He said, no, drive yourself. He left me at my house. He left and went to the casino with another woman. Mind you, after my water broke, I had to drive myself to the hospital. He didn't show back up to the hospital until 20 minutes before I gave birth. And he was there. He cut the umbilical cord. He stayed for about maybe 45 minutes and he left again. I didn't see him until the next day.
The couple kept accusing each other of cheating with multiple partners.
How many times have you cheated in this relationship?
4.
4. Mrs. Hammond, how many times have you cheated?
I've been with 3 other people.
I know at least 6 that she's been with. So there's no reason to fake the funk.
He believes that's
I believe you've been with more than 6. I believe you've been with 13.
But then again,
16.
All ears were on Judge Lake as she read the paternity report.
When it comes to 1-month-old Isaac Hammond, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Hammond, you are the father.